website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. Hey, how do you know that what you are practicing is actually on the perfect level for you? That it's not too hard or too easy, or when you're self-taught or you're, focusing on this by yourself and don't have a teacher, that's an important question to ask. And that's actually one of the primary responsibilities of a teacher, right? To give you something that is just challenging enough for it to be exciting, but not too challenging so you don't get results and give up, right? But I never really struggled with this, because I always focused on something that was way harder than I could really do. Not in the beginning, of course. I had a teacher the first couple of years who gave me chords and classical pieces and stuff like that. But then it just took off by myself. And I just, went much higher than I really could. But the way I practiced it was to break it down. So if you hear a song that you want to learn, and it just seems, wow, there's a lot of chords and you have to do all kinds of stuff with those chords, then you just take 2 of them. You take the first one and you say, okay, right, you pull off your fingers and then you put them on again and do it again. And that's where you focus on one little aspect of it. And then you as always, you loop around it, play it over and over again. Then you do the next thing. And you take the fingers off and then, that's good. Might take you, but that meditative focus of just taking a little bit and then you combine it with the first, right? Over and over again. Try not to think about anything else. Just look at your fingers. Just do it. And it's a good idea to take a watch and time yourself. So you say, I'm going to do this for 15 minutes, and then just keep doing it until the watch rings or the clock rings. That's a really good idea, because when you focus like this, you can do 2 minutes and your brain's going to say, oh, this is enough. And then you go, do something else. But that's the secret. And no matter what it was that I took on, that was the way I did it. I just, and then I pieced, because it was so much more exciting for me to go for something that really, wow, that's crazy cool, right? Instead of going for itsy bitsy spider, right? A grown up, right? So instead of that, you just go for, I had a student once, he came to me and all he could do was play a couple of chords, right? And he could just barely play the first position blues scale. And then we took on Still Got the Blues with Gary Moore. Just right off. We said, that if that's what you want to learn, that's what we're going to study. And he said, what? Can I do that? And I said, of course you can. We just, take it bit by bit. Right? I got right, something like that. So we just practiced. And that bend was really hard. Making it and having it stay up there. And that's the lesson. And we talked about it and, how he should practice, and he looped it. And as he got through the piece, he got better and better at learning each new piece, because we focused so hard on just... And each time he learned just one little phrase like that, he sounded like Gary Moore, right? It's such a cool reward to get, right? And you stop the music, right? Just being able to do those 1.5 seconds of sounding like Gary Moore is way more rewarding for me, and for him, obviously, as well, as or that's cool too, don't get me wrong. But for some of us, it's magic to work on something that is way up there. And if you And the way to do it is just to break it down. Take each little part and then hammer away at each little part, and then take the next little part, hammer away at it, and then combine the two, which is an important thing to remember. I've forgotten about it. But that's the way to do it. And it works like absolute magic because it feels like magic to work on something that. So right now you could go say, okay, what could I, what could I do? What could I take on? And then just start, hammering away at it and then enjoying the fact that you're actually working on the most magical thing you could be working on. But remember that if you try to take it all on, like I should be able to learn this in a month, then you'll get insanely frustrated. I think we studied that for 6 months at least, and then we did a recording. He couldn't play it all together like relaxed, and as soon as I hit record, he got all nervous. So we just, we took each little part, and we just kept hammering away at it until it was there, until we had it, right, on tape. Yeah, we worked on a tape back then. And then we took the next thing. And then I pieced it together. And then he had this tape he could play in front of his friends. He'd just put it on and say, that's me. And they went, wow, how did you do that? You must be crazy talented, right? Such a cool experience instead of working on, right? Nothing wrong with that either. And we want to learn those songs so we can do a nice little campfire thing if that's, what we want to do. Nothing wrong with it. But just consider the other option here. And then make sure that whatever you're working on, it should be, higher than your skill level, of course. Otherwise, you're not learning. And then you should chop it up. Get used to playing those little loops and learning something in that way. Instead of, this song is too hard because I can't play these 8 chords. If I have to play all 8 chords, I'll spend 10 minutes just getting through the whole song the first time around. But that's not the way to go about it. Take that song. Take the first chord. Play it, play it, play it, play it, Take the next chord, play it, for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours in front of the TV. Next day, combine the two. Back and forth. Training, right? Training. Go, 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 right? It's a different thing than practicing, actually, because practicing in most people's heads is something that I'm practicing a song, so I'm playing the chords one by one. Train it into your nervous system to do the movements you have to do and take on something much bigger than most people would ever do. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.